What's up, guys? Groovy Grass here. Today, I got a fucking skits mission for y'all. This is a story about the first time I ever ripped a bong. So this was like probably a week after I smoked weed. Like this would have been in 2019. Maybe the first week of 2020, but no, this was right around Christmas time, I believe. So I was working at Pizza Hut, and you're going to hear a lot of Pizza Hut stories, going forward. But I was at Pizza Hut, and I was opening. I was there before we even like did anything. Just me and the general manager. A driver coming in 30 minutes before we open. But my my manager that shift was really cool, really cool. This this millennial guy named Dave. He was this tall OG stoner, like, used to do opiates, not anymore, all that shit. Like a reformed degenerate, as I like to say. And I told him a few days earlier that I'd started smoking weed, and he was like, "Oh, holy shit." So he came in, with me that morning, and he was like, hey, hey, Groovy, you want to, you want to hit a bong? And I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, we're at work. And I think like the shift before, I had smoked a blunt in the freezer, so I was like a little more keen on it. But I was still a little apprehensive, But he was like, "Oh, it'll be fine, it'll be cool." So we went out to his car, his old shit box, and he handed me this fucking. I think it was either silicone or plastic, but he handed me this just insanely cheap bong. When I ripped it, wasn't sure how to rip a bong at first, so he told me how to do it. And yeah, oh man, I was pretty high, but it took a second to hit. Uh, Pardon that Discord notification. It took a second to hit, and oh by golly, I was in for a holly jolly Christmas. Let me fucking tell you. Uh, so we'd come in through the back door, through the smoking door, and we were just chatting in the office, and I started to feel it. I was like, oh shit, Dave, everything's spinning. And he just started laughing, and he was like, yeah, you're fine now. Just go start doing prep, and it'll all be good. So I put in my earbuds, and I was listening to Electric Wizard. Shout out, Electric Wizard. And, yeah, everything was just like, I'm trying to think of a really good, analogy. I don't know, everything was all wobbly, like going back and forth. I was just really high, like my perception of the music was slowing down and speeding up. It was awesome. And the other driver came in, this big fat dude named Nigel, this big fat ginger dude named Nigel. And he, he was like, "Oh, that kid's fucking stoned," being all funny about it. But, he wasn't a snitch. He was just kind of a douche. Uh, all in good fun and all that. But yeah, I mean, I was stoned. Like, I had barely started smoking weed, right? Like, 2 weeks, a week before, right? Like, this was insane. I was so high. Definitely top 10 highest I've ever been, ever. It was awesome. So for reference, I probably hit that bong around, quarter after 9, 9:30, and I was working until 5, right? 9 to 5, or it might have been like 4 or whatever, you know what I mean. But I was high that entire time. I walked home high. It was beautiful. And I think that's what started my affinity for getting fucking schwacked before work was smoking that bong. It was awesome. Prep went by in a flash. Everything went by in a flash. I was a little tweaked out, thinking I was gonna get in trouble, but Dave was the assistant manager, and our general manager, Tabitha. She was just this old lady. She was chill, but it was actually kind of the Wild West there for a little bit. But yeah, nobody really gave a fuck at that place. It was chill. Pizza Hut Chronicles were fucking amazing. But yeah, too long didn't read. I smoked a bong for the first time with my assistant manager at Pizza Hut. Got super, 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 super fucking schwack. 8 hours went by in about 30 minutes. And yeah, I was stoned as fuck, my boy. Uh, See you when I'm looking at you. Have a skits day. Peace.